Hey everyone, Golden Ninja 3000 here again. Welcome to episode 4 of World Builder Wednesdays, where every week I spotlight a new world on LEGO World Builder, powered by Tongle. This week, there have actually been a ton of cool new worlds added to the site, but we're going to be taking a look at this one, called Otherworld. Otherworld was created by the user Owen19, and I have to say that this is just one of the best creations that I have ever seen on this platform. I find it to be totally unique while still following a fairly comfortable trope almost of two brothers discovering their grandma's secret history of being a superhero that fought off an old evil. The evils come back now, so they need to kind of reassemble her superhero team. And I really like that idea. The other thing that I love about this world is the art. This user has created so many cool character designs and just designs for everything in the world that still pretty comfortably fit into the LEGO style. We have some pretty interesting characters over here. You have the two brothers, Nico and Nani. Then you have their grandma. I really love this picture of her. Like I said, I feel like it's still recognizable as a minifigure, but it's a very distinctive art style. Then you have other characters like Hiroshi, Kasad, Tadashi 7, Pip, and Captain Benny. And then lastly on this page, we've got Professor Arrigo. Hoping I'm saying these names right. You can see that there is a lot of culture infused in this world, but we're going to talk about that in a second. Again, I just want to focus in on the drawings in particular, because I'm so impressed by them. I don't know what to say. I really like how I could totally imagine this as a minifigure. You know, LEGO's done tattoo prints like that before. I can easily see those pants being made, and that's the thing about Otherworld, is I can just see everything that this architect has created becoming a LEGO franchise with great ease. Another part of Otherworld that I want to talk about is, like I said, the culture and the background. There isn't a ton fleshed out about the society yet, but we do have Rohai City. And I love the concept of this. It's a city built around a gigantic tree. And to me, this reminds me of Ninjago City Gardens, because that's a set that just came out. And it's the only Ninjago City set to be kind of built around a tree. Not in this way. It's more like a tree is growing up through the city. But I just love this idea. And, big trees and, societies kind of gathering around them. That's something that you see in a bunch of different things, in Norse mythology, in, that, James Cameron Avatar movie from 2009. And I just love this depiction of the city. And I would totally watch a TV series that was set here. So there seems to be a pretty clear Japanese influence between, characters like Tadashi 7 and Hiroshi. But what I find interesting is that there's also some Polynesian influence in here. We have these Maho Islands comprised of two separate places called Ti and Nui. And I really, again, like the mixing of those cultures. Otherworld, like I said, is a pretty new world. It's not totally fleshed out yet. There's still some work to be done because there's a lot of character work right now. But I would just love a deep dive on the history of these islands and kind of learning more about them. Because I think Polynesian culture is something that's really kind of blown up in recent years because of, movies like Moana. And so adding in some of those aspects and then mixing them with traditional Japanese ones is a very interesting concept to me. And on the topic of a lot of character work being done, I do want to point out that this world is currently closed to contributions. Collaboration is a big aspect of LEGO World Builder, but it's not necessary, and so this architect has chosen to kind of just have sole control over the world for now, which I think makes a lot of sense. I for one would probably want to start out that way too, but I do hope it's opened up for contribution in the future, because I do think that there's a ton of areas where Otherworld could be more fleshed out. I do want to say that for a platform called World Builder, Otherworld has some of the best world building I've really ever seen, which is pretty impressive with only 12 elements, because I feel like I've seen worlds that have 40 elements that aren't as clearly defined as Otherworld. I do want to see more about the society, though. Right now there's just one element in there. I'd also like to see a little bit more about the history, because like I said, I'm super interested in the background, and I feel like I'm just itching for that. You will see that I have followed the world so that I can get updates when this user adds different elements in. We also don't really have any storylines right now. Again, I feel like that's a pretty important part, and then transport is definitely something that I would like to see more of. I feel like transport is the biggest thing I'm hitting. Every single week in World Builder Wednesdays, I feel like transport is one of the biggest things that gets overlooked on like a lot of different creations on this platform. And that's kind of a shame because think about Lego sets. A lot of Lego sets are vehicles, and so I really just want to see interesting, amazing vehicles. Hey everyone, I'm here with Owen, the creator of Otherworld.
Hi guys.
How about you tell us like a little bit about how you got into Lego and about your background?
Yeah, totally. I mean, like everyone else in this hobby, it seems like I've just always grown up with Lego. I played with my dad's stuff from when he was a kid, and then just kind of always went on from there. But it was really around I think it was like when around The Force Awakens came out, like 2015, that I really got into the hobby. Because I'm 19 now, so I never really had like a dark age or whatever. I've always been in the hobby. But around like 2015, I really I got into like watching people on YouTube and stuff, and finding out that there was like a wider community. And that's been cool. But yeah, lifelong fan of Lego.
Yeah, I definitely get that. I'm also 19, and I
Oh, cool.
also like never had a dark age.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of people tend to, it's either like when you're going into high school and you're kind of aging out of it a little bit,
yeah,
and like you don't think it's cool anymore, or I think a lot of people when they go to college, because it's just so hard to keep up.
Yeah, totally.
Obviously, when you're in school. How did you find out about Lego World Builder?
God, it's got to be like probably Lego post something on Instagram maybe like months ago, something like that. Like it just, or maybe Osmosis, or maybe did Just Too Good do a video about it?
He did.
Okay, then that's how I found out, like months ago. And then I wrote in my notes app, I remember I was like, Lego World Builder, like check that out. And then I didn't for months. And then, I don't know, how long ago did I do this? Like a few weeks ago, I was just like, oh, I found that note and I was like, oh, maybe I should do something with this. And yeah, I went on, I watched that video, like, what's Lego World Builder? And it seemed really cool. And I was like, how is no one talking about this? Like, this is so cool.
Yeah, I definitely think World Builder is flying under the radar a little bit right now.
It's got a lot of potential.
It does, and like part of the difficulty is that nothing's come out yet about
Yeah.
World Builder. So what inspired Otherworld? Because like I noticed like there seems to be a really interesting mix of culture in the world, because there are like some Japanese elements but some Polynesian elements. So why don't you talk a little bit about that?
That's really cool that you noticed that, because that's definitely something I did do on purpose. I just kind of had this maybe like a year ago, I think it was during COVID, where I was just kind of sitting outside and I was like, I want to do something. And no, this actually goes back years. I always do art. I've done art and film in school. I've always just drawn. So I have sketchbooks full of stuff, like just random characters that I've drawn. And like one day I just drew this one character who kind of looked like me with big puffy hair, and the red t-shirt. I think his name's Nico in Otherworld. But it wasn't anything Lego, like he wasn't yellow or whatever. And I was like, that character really, he looked cool. And then I kept drawing more characters. And then when I got on World Builder, I kind of went back. I was like, oh, maybe I can like adapt this and do a thing. And this summer, I remember, I have a 5-year-old brother. I was playing Lego with my 5-year-old brother. And he just came up with this awesome story out of nowhere, which is basically like Otherworld. And like the story of like this, like, oh, there was this team a long time ago, and like these two brothers, they have to do something about it. I was like, that's awesome. Like, what? So then like, and this kid was 5 at the time, and I just kind of wrote all this down in my notes, and I like kind of developed more of it. But then I sat on it, and then I got on World Builder, and I was like, oh my God, it's so clearly laid out, like characters, society, like all the elements you would need. It's right here. And I was like, even if I don't publish this would be so cool just to like organize my thoughts and stuff, you know? So yeah, I mean, I just took a lot of designs that I've made of characters over the years and put them into that Monkey Kid kind of style. I'm really into Monkey Kid. I think that show's so cool. So I put them into that style because I think that's really catches the eye, you know?
Yeah, I do think that the style is definitely what caught my eye, because I thought it was really unique. And now that you make the Monkey Kid comparison, I do see it.
Yeah.
So I like, honestly, I don't know how I didn't see it before this. So I haven't watched Monkey Kid, but I mean, I do really like the sets and everything. But I mean, what I really like about Otherworld is that, to me, it's a little bit similar to something like Monkey Kid, but then it's also like completely different. And so like I think you've done a really good job of integrating it with the Lego brand, because that's a big thing. There's a lot of stuff on World Builder that's not necessarily like integrated with Lego,
Hmm.
which is also fine. But like I think the way that you took like your own art and like your own storyline and everything, and then like adapted it so clearly to Lego is just really, really cool. Even though you can't contribute to Otherworld right now, I definitely think it's one worth keeping your eye on. And I'm hoping that, stuff like this inspires you guys to create your own stuff on World Builder. We do have a couple creative prompts running right now. We still have the live action and animation hybrid one. That one's really exciting. I think that it's a great place to start. But we also have Marvel Mechs. Again, that's kind of being phased out, so get your designs in now because Marvel will be reviewing those soon. That's it for today. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and check out my website, goldenninja3000.com, and sign up for LEGO World Builder if you haven't already. Bye for now.